Welcome back to Robot Once It All. We're playing through Robot Once Y. And last time, we played through the classic mode, the original version that was there in the banner, and honestly, had a pretty good time with it. I think it was a combination between familiarity with what the game expects of you, as well as switching over to the tank chassis so I could actually take some blows. Though, as soon as I switched over to the tank chassis, there wasn't actually anything attacking you in classic mode, so we probably didn't lose out on much. So next up today is Remix mode, which I've discovered. I'm not sure if it's unbeatable with the tank chassis, but it is absolutely not designed for the tank chassis. Just the various abilities you get and how you use them and how you move about the area, the way jumps are spaced, you can kind of get around as the tank chassis, but it's unpleasant. And I don't even mean in, like, a large-scale thing. I just mean your average jump. You're going up kind of a staircase-looking thing. Your average, yeah, I'm just going to hop up this. It's little things, but that is paced around the default robot. And I'm sure this is what it's been like for all of these so far. So you can kind of write a lot of the difficulty that I've had moving around as using the tank chassis. But playing through a regular bot feels much more natural. So with that said, let's take a look at the remix mode. So as before, no intro. Now I'm playing through with the gold skin this time, which controls identically to the regular bot. But there's a higher chance of it dropping money when you kill things. We got worms up here. A lot of worms up there. Thankfully, not a ton of worms in this either. There's like a lot of worms in that room. Even just like these jumps, you can just make them, like, without a second thought with a normal bot. But like with the tank chassis, every one of these was, no, you have to be real precise with your jump. And for whatever reason, I think we discovered this before, but these raised platforms are like, they're like a pixel lower than the normal platforms, or the collision, the pass-through collision grabs you from a pixel lower or something, but even though this is 3 blocks high, you can jump up and land on them, which is not something that you can do with other 3 block high jumps in pretty much any context. Alright, so far so good, so far so good. I'd rather not deal with that worm. So there's the room full of worms we could go up, but this way is much better. A lot easier to deal with. So we start with the EMP bombs, which we can't really do anything with because we can't trigger these with them. So as opposed to the tank chassis, I think the Love Bot actually had a timing and range and power of the regular bot, as does the Gold Bot, and not the tank chassis. The tank chassis had a much faster countdown and a much smaller AoE. It also stunned things for a shorter amount of time. But remember that this game is more puzzle-based than combat-based, so stunning something doesn't really matter. Like, combatively. So the fact that you can't stun something or that you do stun something for a shorter period of time, actually can ruin puzzles. And just generally make this a lot harder than it needs to be. So what we've got here is the one enemy that was added to this mode. A boss. And this boss is kind of miserable. Yeah, so you can fire slower. Your attacks do more damage, though. Like, the tank chassis took 2 hits to kill these worms. This'll kill stuff in 1. That also made this boss kind of miserable. So it's better with the tank chassis by far. Okay, I just kind of walked right into that. Yeah, so this boss is still kind of miserable, but it's notably less miserable when you're doing it with a regular chassis. There we go. Wanted to kill all the worms before we started thinking about dealing with the actual boss. So with our current loadout, this guy is kind of horrible to fight. In fact, maybe I don't have to fight him. Hold up. So the boss has 3 phases. I'm at least going to take out his first phase. So he's got a shield around him, so you can't hurt him. So you have to break the shield with the EMP and then shoot him. However, as I mentioned, he's got 3 phases. What this means is you have to destroy his left and right shields. Or, yeah, like the shields on his physical body. Just like that. So now that we've destroyed his right shield, we have to destroy his left shield. This is where it gets a little more troublesome. If you attack him from the right now, he's easier because he no longer fires a bullet out of his left and right. The core fires out the volley, and then you see the 2 little lights light up, and then 1 bullet comes out of the left side. It used to do that and then go up the right side and shoot 1 out the right. It does not do the right anymore. So I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna hop up here, and then I'm gonna wait for you. Then I'm just gonna hop over you and then die. I think you're expected to fight this guy right now, but the problem is I have to get to his other side in order to attack the shield on that side, which is kind of miserable. So I'm just gonna not. I'm gonna come over here. Actually, we may have an easier time taking him out now. Maybe I can at least take out his other half. Ah, butts. Well. There we go. Final phase. So the final phase is kind of the worst. You can go back to attacking it from the right-hand side again. It's a tight jump, but it makes it easier. A jump you cannot make with tank bot. Yeah, so you can go back to hanging out on his right-hand side here. But then you have to hop up and, like, do this stupid crap to actually hit the orb in the middle. And we did it. Kind of a miserable fight with Tankbot, because of the aiming, specifically. You have to re-aim. Since you fire a shot, then you have to re-aim, but aiming and getting up there is shockingly difficult. So you can still... And you have to lay another EMP bomb because the shield doesn't stay down for very long because the EMP bombs last shorter. So you can get like one shot in. Whereas here, even with a longer time firing, you can get a good couple hits in. You're not nearly as restricted. Okay, moving on. So we gotta hit these. There we go, which blocks those. This is one of the hardest jumps here. Okay, we did it. Yeah, so you can see the two right switches hit the two in the middle, the two left switches both hit the ones on the left-hand side. So we can do that to get over here, which gets us the Underminer. Alright. What does Underminer let us do? Heck if I know. So we can go down here. This is a thing that we can do. Let's take a quick look around otherwise. There's our Y. So we don't yet have the mag, so we can't get up there. Oof. They're off sync. Thankfully, in Robot Wants Y, I have a solution for that. I shouldn't be here. Really? Got him. You can freeze these pistons, which is super cool. Also, where's that worm? I'm gonna kick his butt. Oh, I got him. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else for us up here. Well, nothing to do up there anyway. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything else up that way for us, now that we've gone back and looked and killed the worm. I'm gonna kill every worm I see, except for a few. Yeah, so we can't get up there, and I think the only thing over there was that. Which led us back this way. And we can't mag up this. So, okay, yeah, our only solution, the only place we can go right now is down there. Got it. Got it, cool. So something interesting that you'll notice here is the placement of these triggers. When you hit one of these triggers, it will go out along the dots and the empty squares in order to, like, swap all the squares or move all the dots. You know, just do its job. Do what it's doing. However, if it hits another trigger, the signal stops. But this trigger is in the middle. which means it can trigger both directions. Alright, so we're going to have some shenanigans to do here. So we got to do that to get over here. We need to get up top. Now we're reasonably safe here as long as we never hit that middle switch again. Okay, so that's good. We're even blocking off that down there. And we want to hit you over there. Make it up there before that triggers, freeing the goo. Hold right when you fall down here. I guess you could try to land here, but I don't think you can make it. But now we got us a magnet. So this room is the room that got me to switch off the tank chassis. Because this room is just miserable with the tank chassis. All of these jumps, just moving around this room, is unreasonable with the tank chassis. It's unpleasant. I'm not actually convinced that this room is even possible. Now, what? I'm not convinced this room is even possible with the tank chassis. I keep thinking I'm not going to make it. So I chicken out. Yeah, I'm not convinced it's actually possible with the tank chassis for, press left, not jump. And the reason that I think that is because it has a shorter time before his bombs go off. And when the bombs go off, they stun enemies for a shorter amount of time. Because that's important for this. Let's just try that again. I'm not actually convinced you can get up here and do this with the tank chassis. Maybe you can, but then I think there are some other places later on. What did I even get? Got the A. Air bombs. Okay, with air bombs, where are we going? Oh, we got the magnet too, so we can go this way. I think this is where we're supposed to go. Because we can go up here now. Nice! I didn't even press the directional button. I should have gotten the save point down here. This one. Okay, let's go try that again. We made it, and there's the save point. With the save point, we can, so, as I mentioned, we can actually make the jump up here. We cannot make the jump up here. And I feel like that is intentional from a design perspective, because right now, the designer does not want you up there, but does want you over here. And I feel like if that's what they were gonna do, I still feel like your jump needs to be a couple pixels shorter, so you don't kind of think you can make 3-block jumps. And these platforms need to be lowered a couple pixels to accommodate. Thankfully, these things stay stunned for long enough that I can even go back here and hide behind this one. And this is an interesting puzzle. If I can make the shot. There we go. But it's an interesting puzzle that you can heck up in very easy ways if you're not paying attention. Let's try that again. With a little more paying attention. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, so this top one controls the 2 platforms, so we want to hit it to get this left platform up. Now, we need to hit the one down... We need to freeze the one down there so we can get past this. So, to do that... Aw, dang it, I wasn't fast enough? Okay, now we have a hot minute, if I can hit this. To get up here. And there we go, we got the crawly bombs. The crawly bombs are going to make our life a lot easier. So I can't go that way yet. However, with the crawly bombs, I don't think there was anything up there, actually. Actually, where can we go with the crawly bombs? I assume it's over here somewhere. Oh, because we got magnets, we can go up here. Not up there. Got him. Made it. Air jump! And now our life gets a lot easier. Good job. I wonder how many of these it takes. I don't actually think it hurts it. I want that, though. Oh, that brings us here. This is the worst puzzle. This is the worst puzzle in this entire mode. Let's take a look down here. Okay, so we've been there already. We can't go that way. What are these things sitting on top of? Like, there's something there. What is it? Because it's not just one of these. Okay, so the reason this is the worst puzzle here is this is kind of like a Lights Out. Got a bunch of switches. You toggle different toggles. And you have to figure out the combination that actually... You have to figure out the combination that actually gets you to the end. Okay, so let's get the Jig Man while we're here. That'll open up that one, so we can hit you, so we can get the Jig Man. Jig Man, comparatively, is relatively easy. So let's see here, what do we need to do? So that one's on.